The human mind. The mind is the set of faculties that investigates the relationships of the physical brain and its nervous system. Humans have a rational mind and an emotional mind. The rational mind is one that gives us the ability to emit thoughts in a logical and analytical way. Likewise, our emotional mind is the one in charge of emitting our feelings and impulses. Our emotions are what our ancestors have left us through 7 million years of evolution. Our most primitive ancestors only had a reptilian brain and a limbic brain. The limbic brain system is composed by the hypothalamus, the hippocampus, the thalamus, and the amygdala. The brain developed the so-called neocortex, which is what controls our reasoning. That is why there is a direct relationship between our thoughts and our feelings, which, by operating in harmony, help us make good decisions and we will have appropriate behaviors. Of course, on some occasions, this close relationship between our rationality and our emotionality will break, producing a phenomenon called amygdala hijack. Part of the thalamus stimuli goes directly to the amygdala, or also known as the emotional irrational brain, while another part is sent to the neocortex, or the thinking rational brain. If the amygdala perceives a match to the stimulus, like for example, if the hippocampus tells the amygdala that there is a fight situation, then the amygdala perceives a threat and triggers an HPA signal to hijack the rational brain. This threat can lead a person to react irrational and destructively. This activity processes information milliseconds earlier than the rational brain. So in case of a match, the amygdala acts before any possible direction from the neocortex can be received. If, however, the amygdala does not find any match to the stimulus received, then it acts according to the directions received from the neocortex. Consequently, if our conversation is directed by our neocortex, it's because there was no threatening match stimulus detected by the amygdala, and we will act rational and accordingly. But if the amygdala perceives a match to the stimulus, the amygdala will hijack the neocortex, the entire limbic brain will take over, and we will end up our conversation shouting, insulting, and even hitting because of our emotional anger. Therefore, it is necessary that we learn how to control our emotions so we can obtain good results in everything we do throughout our lives. So this brief explanation indicates IQ it is not the only necessary method to achieve a good future, since emotional intelligence gives us the tools that will help us moderate our intellectuality and will help us to correct many mistakes we made during our personal development. How can we control our emotions? Since it is useless to be a highly intelligent person if our personality leaves much to be desired to the expectations of other people in our environment. The solution lies in the skills provided by emotional intelligence, which has 5 important core competencies that could help us solve the issue of the amygdala hijack. Steps like self-awareness, to learn how to recognize our emotions. Self-regulation, to know how to control them properly. Self-motivation, to keep our motivation high and reject our negative emotions. Empathy, to not only recognize our negative emotions but also recognize the negative emotions in others and to learn how to turn them into positive emotions. And self-management, most importantly, to learn how to apply our ability to manage our relationships with others. This important competency will allow us to prevent safety errors, and avoid injuries and fatalities anywhere we are. Therefore, we must learn to recognize and reject our negative emotions and focus on cultivating our positive emotions in all we do to inspire, coach, and lead as the transformational leaders we are.